वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
नमो महादेव शंभो, नमो सदा शिव ओम। हे परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। We bow to Lord Shiva. In this very beautiful Kirtan bhajan, we sing the many names of Lord Shiva. We call him Mahadev, we call him Shambhu, Shankar, Shiva and Maheshwara.
महादेव शंभो, नमो सदा शिव, जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर। भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर गिरिजा शंकर।
भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर गिरिजा शंकर।
जय प्रलयंकर, जय पीतांबर, जय शिव शंकर। हर हर महादेव गौरी मनोहर, हर शिव शंकर।
हर हर महादेव गौरी मनोहर, हर शिव शंकर।
दुख हर लेकर सुख भर देकर, जय शिव शंकर।
शिव शंकर।
पार्वती शंकर गंगा जटाधर करुणा शंकर
पार्वती शंकर गंगा जटाधर करुणा शंकर
नीलकंठ धर अखिलेश्वर धर जय शिव शंकर
नीलकंठधर अखिलेश्वरधर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर
शिव शंकर नटराज सुंदर हर हर शंकर
शिव शंकर नटराज सुंदर हर हर शंकर
जय डमरूवर जय कैलेश्वर जय शिव शंकर
जय डमरूवर जय कैलेश्वर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर जय शिव शंकर जय शिव शंकर
गुरु की बात को मानो सिखाया आज जो तुमको गुरु की बात को मानो सिखाया आज जो तुमको चलो तुम चाल वैसी बतावे जो गुरु तुमको गुरु की बात को मानो सिखाया जो तुमको चलो तुम चाल वैसी बतावे जो गुरु तुमको गुरु की बात को मानो दिया उपवीत जो गुरु ने बना है 3 तारों का दिया उपवीत जो गुरु ने बना है 3 तारों का ऋषि ऋण देव ऋण उसने बताया पितृ ऋण तुमको सिखाया आज जो तुमको गुरु की बात तो मानो सिखाया आज जो तुमको चलो तुम चाल वैसी बतावे जो गुरु तुमको गुरु की बात को माना। पढ़ो विद्या लगा कर मन की हो वे वेद विज्ञानी। पढ़ो विद्या लगा कर मन की हो वे वेद विज्ञानी। पढ़ो जब तक न करना ब्याह चाहे कोई कही तुमको सिखाया आज जो तुमको गुरु की बात को माना। सिखाया आज जो तुमको चलो तुम चाल वैसे ही बतावे जो गुरु तुमको गुरु की बात को माना। उठो नित काल उषा में लगाओ मन प्रभु में तुम। उठो नित काल उषा में लगाओ मन प्रभु में तुम। मिलेगा इष्ट करनी पर बताया जो गुरु तुमको सिखाया आज जो तुमको गुरु की बात को मानो। सिखाया आज जो तुमको चलो तुम चाल वैसी बतावे जो गुरु तुमको गुरु की बात को मानो।
In Hinduism, there are three very interesting questions that are normally asked. One is, who am I? मैं कौन हूँ? Number two, मैं कहाँ से आया? From where have I come? And number three, मैं कहाँ जा रहा हूँ? Where am I going? If we understand these questions and we can truly give answers to them, then we can safely say we are understanding Hinduism. In Nirvana Ashtakam, we find the answer to the first question. Who am I?
मनोबुद्ध हंकार चित्तानिनाहम् न च श्रोत्र जिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च श्रोत्र जिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योम धातुर्नव पञ्चकोश नवात्मानि पादं न चोपस्थपायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मे द्वेषराग न मे लोभमोह मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थो न वेदो न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे मृत्युशङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्मः न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपः विभुर्व्याप्य सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां सदा मे समत्वं न मुक्तिर्न बन्धः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् मनोबोधहङ्कार चित्तानि नाहं न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे
I am not mind. I am not the intellect. Nor am I the thought, nor the cognizing ego. Neither am I the ear, the tongue, the nose, the sky. I am not the earth, neither fire nor wind am I. For I am bliss, I am consciousness, I am Shiva.
चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न च प्राणसंज्ञो न मे पञ्चवायुः
I am not the breath, nor the fivefold vital ears, nor the five organs. Speech is not me, nor am I the hands, nor the feet. For I am bliss, I am consciousness, I am Shiva. I know no aversion, nor any attachment I know. I covet not, nor does illusion shroud my eyes. I have no pride, nor the touch of envy, neither duty nor selfish purpose, neither desire nor freedom. For I am bliss, I am consciousness, I am Shiva.
Na punyam na papam na sokyam na dukkham na mantro na tirtho na vedo na yajnam aham.
Transcended have I both virtue and sin, as also pleasure and pain, even chants or sacred places, Vedas or sacrifices, I have all transcended. I am neither the enjoyer nor the enjoyed, nor the enjoyment, for I am bliss, I am consciousness, I am Shiva.
Pratasmarami hridi samspurdatmatattvam Satchit sukham paramaham sagatim turiyam Yat swapna jagarat sushuptimavaiti nityam Tad brahma nishkalamaham nacha bhota sangha Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Namaskar, Assalamu Alaikum, Sitaram. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, my dear brothers and sisters. This is your friend and brother, Acharya Arun Gossai, coming to you live once again from New York City on another segment of Avenues to Peace. A program, my dear friends, where we analyze the various means, the various methodologies and the various formulas of how to achieve this everlasting peace that we're looking for. And I feel, my dear friends, if we follow the injuncts of our scriptures, of the way of life put forth by the sages and saints, the munis, the rishis, I feel that we will actually find this peace now more than ever in this life. The blueprint has already been laid down for us, my dear friends. And if we can follow this, our lives will be the peaceful lives that God intended for us and that we wish for ourselves and others as well. Special thank you to my brother Roshan ji, to Pooja ji, to Ashti ji for allowing this wonderful program to be on the air and on Facebook Live, on Abitunes Radio, and from wherever you're listening from in the world, live here this morning. May your experience with us this morning be a blissful one, a learning one, and one that will transform your lives. My dear friends, in lieu of what I said before, that the rishis and munis have put down the blueprint for us to live, today I'm choosing a topic that may be very, very familiar with you. And it is the Chatur Varna. The Chatur Varna means the 4 stages of life. The word Chatur means 4. Varna means stages. Now, when a child comes into this world, my dear brothers and sisters, and it grows and it begins to see this world, it begins to learn about the world, it begins to get, I would say, attracted to the world and so on. Sometimes it loses sight of its duty, its place in the world, and what it should be doing. But in Hinduism, we have something called, again, the Chatura Varna, which means the 4 stages of life. And you will see that because there are 4 stages of life, we are all meant to live at least 100 years in this age of Kali Yuga. 100 years old. So when you see someone who's 100 years old, like my Aja, or many elderly people in the community, I don't like to say elderly, I like to say mature, you must commend them because they would have lived out the 4 stages of life, 100 years. The first stage of life, my dear brothers and sisters, from 0 to 25 years old, and for those of you who are taking notes, please write this down. From 0 to 25, okay, years old, that stage of life is called the Brahmachari Ashram. Brahmachari, okay, Ashram. Ashrama refers to stage, again, stage of life. And Brahmachari means studentship, student life. From age 0, isn't that true? When a child is born, it's learning. From the time its eyes open, it looks into the world and it's trying to learn, it's trying to assimilate this knowledge in its own life. The child sees what goes on and it follows the patterns. It is said that mother and father are the child's first gurus. Hence, in this Brahmachari ashram, my dear brothers and sisters, what is the most important thing? That mother and father show the best example for the child who is learning, whether a lesson is going on or not. You see, you don't have to be in a classroom to learn. You can learn from your parents. You can learn from those in your household. You can learn by observing nature. And that's what a child does, my dear brothers and sisters. A young infant child, a baby of 2 days old, 3 days old, it's learning. It's looking at its parents, for example. It's looking at the world. It's looking at its surroundings to see what it should be doing. And of course, the inner intelligence, known as God, propels its vasanas, or hidden habitual tendencies, to allow it to do what babies usually do. So in this way, the child is learning. It has its own instincts, yes, but it begins to learn from age 0. Then the child goes to school at age 4, preschool, kindergarten, 5, elementary school, junior high school, college, and so on. Before you know it, the child is 25 years old. My dear friends, in this span from age 0 to 25, secular education is great. Getting a PhD is wonderful. But it is a time where the child should be focused on brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means brahmachari, which means one who walks the path of Brahman. One who walks the path of Brahman, Brahma, the supreme reality. What does this mean? One who takes the time to learn very earnestly and thoroughly the knowledge of the higher self. That is why in places like India, you'll see that children of the age of 6, 7, and 8, they take what is called the Janeo or the Yajnopavit, and they take the Guru Mantra also. And all of these connect the child, my dear brothers and sisters, to a source that is greater than anything that is known in the world. All of them turn out, my dear friends, to be steeped in this bliss that we speak about all the time on this program. And imagine from the age of 5, 6, 7, and 8, imagine if they're told that there is a peace hidden deep within them that is beyond this body, mind, and intellect. They themselves are beyond the body, mind, and intellect. They are that peace and completion that they're looking for in the world. Imagine if they can learn this spiritual knowledge from the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way till 25. By the time the age of 25 comes, they will be independent in life. What does that mean? They're not dependent on the world for happiness. They're not dependent on the next person for happiness. They're not dependent on the next flicker of joy for happiness. They're not dependent on the next object for happiness. Why? Because they've been taught from a very young age that true joy, true peace, true completion is right within. So in this way, my dear friends, Brahmachari. Brahma means the child, the one. Brahma means supreme reality. And Chari means the child or the person who walks along the path of the supreme reality. The one who takes the time to study the scriptures. The one who takes the time to study Vedanta, Atma Bodh, Tattva Bodh, and all of these texts that we teach at Bhuvaneshwar Mandir. If a child or anyone of whatever age starts learning this, their life is always blissful and ever peaceful. So the first stage of life, 0 to 25, which most emphasis is put on. Why? Because it is the foundation for the rest of their lives. Imagine from age 0 to 25, if the foundation is strong, if they're filled with inner strength and confidence. Beyond 25 years old, my dear brothers and sisters, there will be no challenges. Or if there are challenges, they will take them with stride. They will look at these challenges and face them head on, because they will derive that inner strength from within. So in this way, 0 to 25, and look at the brilliance of the sages and saints of yore. They have actually laid out this blueprint so that we will become stronger citizens of the world that we live in, giving more than we take and eradicating fear once and for all. So in this way, even though challenges will come, what happens is to the child from 0 to 25 who is anchored in that peace through spiritual knowledge, who is strong from within, they will begin to be strong every year thereafter. So 0 to 25, foundation. It's like when you're building a house, right? You want to make sure that that foundation of that home is strong. And if the foundation is very strong, chances are that house will last hundreds of years. But if the foundation is flimsy, if all the child is introduced to is material things, and this is where I often tell parents, don't teach your children about valuables from age 0 to 25. Don't teach them about money and, well, the importance of saving is okay. But don't teach them that money is the most important thing. Don't teach them that real estate and homes and this and that, acquisition, relationships that they should be going into at 16, 15. That's the worst thing that you could do for a child. Because what's going to happen is when these things begin to change, they're not going to have anything to fall back on. And usually it's the drugs and alcohol that they fall back on, destroying their lives even before 25 years old. So in this way, my dear brothers and sisters, it is very, very important to note that if you want to build a strong child, and I always say also that building stronger children is easier than fixing broken adults. I'm going to say that again. Building strong children is easier than fixing broken adults. What do I mean by that? When you deal with the child's psychology from 0 to 25, when you build them with spiritual strength, when you build them with academic strength, when you remind them that the true strength that they're looking for is within, true happiness, completion that they're looking for is within, they're going to be strong within. But if they're not taught this and they're only taught about the material world, going after this person for happiness, that thing for happiness, this substance for happiness, what's going to happen after 25 is they're going to be broken. They're going to depend on the world for happiness. And when that world does not give them what they want, they're destroyed. It happens every day. So in life, my dear brothers and sisters, it's very important to note that 0 to 25, the formative years, very, very important in the lives of children. Okay? After 25, okay, plus or minus, again, 10 years is not exactly 25. It could be even before, right? 5 years before, 10 years after, whatever. One, if they choose to, enters the Grihastha ashram. Again, ashrama means the stage of life, stage number 2 now. And Grihastha means householder. The word Grihastha comes from Graha, which means house or home. Grihastha means the one who upholds the home, a householder. So from age 0 to 25, one would have went to school, educated themselves, gotten a job, or some sort of way of sustaining themselves in the world. They would have been so strong within themselves that they choose now to enter the marriage life, right? The married life. And what happens is the partner that they choose is not someone that they're looking to for happiness. In Hinduism, we don't look to each other for happiness. Why? Because we've already built that happiness. Hinduism is a very beautiful way of life where we don't look for the outside for happiness, but we look to share the happiness that we've built from 0 to 25. We aim to share it with the world. And if you find someone that you want to build your life with, someone who is, I would say, ready and willing to have the same frequency of mind as you do, what happens is you can share that happiness that you've built with that person and they'll share it with you back. But the moment someone decides to say, I'm going to marry you for the sake of finding happiness, you're my happiness, what's going to happen when that person doesn't give happiness anymore? What's going to happen when that person doesn't do what you want anymore? Fulfill your expectations. Again, broken adult is left. So in this way, from 26 to 50, okay, the next 25 years we're looking at now, Grihastha. From 25 to 50, one upholds the duties of husband and wife, and they take care of the home, okay? So they work industriously, they provide for the children, they build a home, they build a career. And at 50, my dear brothers and sisters, again, plus or minus 10 years, they begin to semi-detach. Okay, at that stage, children are 25 to 30 years old. And what happens is the people who are involved, the husband and wife, they begin to teach the child how to run the family business. The child will have its own career now, would have moved on. And what happens is, my dear brothers and sisters, the husband and wife now know that there are higher goals for them now. So while they focus 25 years of their life in growing their child and making sure they got the best education, in doing the best for the family, growing the home and so on, making a comfortable environment by working industriously, they find at age 50, something begins to change in their minds, where they're interested in not material things anymore, but they're interested in more of a quiet life, more of a life of reflection, looking back at the last 50 years of life and asking themselves, what did they do to allow their lives to grow into the realm of peace that they're craving? After enjoying the world, building a home, many people still feel that empty void. And at 50, some people even shave their heads, men and women. Why? Because it is a symbol of newness. It is a symbol of newness, my dear brothers and sisters, in their lives. So in this way, they're looking to do something new with their lives. It is the age of semi-retirement. They begin to detach from the material world. They begin to detach from their jobs. They've given responsibilities to others. And then one fine day at 65, again, retirement. But at retirement, it's very important to note that if you choose to sit down and do nothing, you'll actually wither away into nothingness very quickly. The mind will begin to deteriorate. But if you choose to rewire your lives, my dear brothers and sisters, at age 65, at age 60, at 55, at 50, and you choose to do things for you now, you choose to do some class, some Sanskrit class, some yoga class, you choose to better yourself in some way, maybe take a course that you never got to take because of family responsibilities, or do something that will benefit you and your family, but you as a person more so. This is what Vanaprastha is. The word Vanaprastha means Van, which means Van, which means forest. A long time ago in India, at age 50, they used to go to the forest, husband and wife, and children used to take on the family responsibility at 30, at 25. But my dear friends, nowadays it's different. No one's going to the forest. They remain at home, but they choose to do something. They study more of spirituality. They study more of what they are. They start doing things they never got to do because of a hectic work schedule. And then from 50 to 75, they are in this state of semi-detachment. Then at 75, they enter the stage of sannyas. The sannyas ashram means when one totally detaches now. So husband and wife, even though still married, they are each understanding that their path to the hereafter is an individual one. And at 75 years old, my dear friends, what happens is a change again in psychology. And here's the brilliance of the rishis and munis. They know human psychology. What happens at these milestone birthdays is something within them changes. They don't want to be a part of this world anymore. They simply are craving something more. And that is, again, fully walking the path of spirituality. Where a Vanaprastha, a Grihastha, even a Brahmachari will be 1 foot in the world, 1 foot out of the world, 1 foot secular, 1 foot spiritual. The sannyas, the person in this ashram at age 75, chooses a full-blown walk on the path of spirituality. And from 75 to 100, they develop themselves. They do meditation, intense kartin tapasya it is called, difficult penance. And they focus on their Lord. And all that exists for them is God. The material world is left behind. It is not important for them anymore. Now, it's very important to note that I'm speaking about someone who's aged 75 to 100. Many 25-year-olds may say, I'm ready for that now. But no, you're still in the world. Even if you live in an ashram, trust me, I was living in an ashram for 3 years. Doesn't matter what age you are. Once you're below 75 years old, you're doing things, you're interacting. And that's why it's important to have that anchorage within you, but still do what you have to do in the world. But at age 75, my dear friends, one is left alone. they're not left alone, but they choose to be alone. And all they choose to do is develop their inner spiritual selves. If it's not material, it's spiritual. And all they're focused on is Aham Brahmasmi. I am that essence. And they choose to do japa. They choose to do mananam, shravanam, mananam, listening to the scriptures, and churning the knowledge in their minds, full force with no interruption by the material world. Until by the age of 100, from 75 to 100, the aim is that they realize the self, that they're one with that higher self. But does it mean that we should wait till 75 to 100 to realize the self? Absolutely not. You can realize that higher self now. You can read the scriptures. You can be in the world and be out of the world at the same time, but be efficient in the world. By reading spirituality, by anchoring yourself in a bliss that is undefined, that cannot be qualified and quantified. And if you can manifest that Lord of Lords in whatever age you are, you would have definitely achieved peace in your life now. So while Hinduism has this blueprint, I think, which most people follow, it is good because it follows the psychological changes as we progress in life. But, my dear brothers and sisters, the main goal of this blueprint is to achieve the higher self, to achieve Brahman, to achieve God realization. And if we can do that at whatever age, we, my dear brothers and sisters, would be fully absorbed in God, fully absorbed in peace. So I hope this blueprint that the sages and saints have left behind, 0 to 25 years old, Brahmachari ashram, 25 to 50, Grihastha, married life, 50 to 75, Vanaprastha, semi-detachment, 75 to 100, sannyas. If we can follow that blueprint of life, we would be on track. But in the meantime, even if you're below 25, continue to study your spiritual knowledge and continue to know your higher self. Continue to know and manifest that peace that is within. That peace that is most natural to you. God bless all of you. Please have a safe day from wherever you're listening from in the world live today. This is your friend and brother, Acharya Arun Gossai, signing off for now. We'll meet again on Wednesday on another segment of Avenues to Peace. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namah. Harihi Om. Stay well, continue to mask up, and be safe. Jai Shri Krishna.